Hello everyone and welcome to this video. I'm going to teach you how to participate in a Masters qualifier tournament to maximum efficiency. Now, if you've never played in a tournament at all, this will still be a video for you. If you've played in a bunch of Hearthstone tournaments, this will also still be a video for you because there are a couple unique things about these Masters qualifiers. They are run by Blizzard contractors, so uh, they're full-time employees dedicated to running these events and answering your questions, but making a tutorial video I am hoping will help everything run more smoothly and also maybe help you win one of them. Uh, if you are able to do all the paperwork consistently, you can focus on winning matches of Hearthstone and drawing your 100 Death Knight, right? Okay, so this is kind of two pieces that they're kind of two big pieces to this video. The first part is going to be what you should do before the tournament to prepare, and then the second part will be what you do during the tournament to make sure that you are playing your best and following along with the tournament the best of your ability. Okay. First, before the tournament, open BattleNet. Make sure that there's no progress bar here and there's no progress bar for Hearthstone. Make sure they're both updated, that you're ready to go, all of that. Second, open Hearthstone. Make sure that you've got your decks ready to go. I was playing Rogue the last time I played a qualifier, so I've got primary and secondary and tertiary. You don't need to name them secondary and tertiary because it never matters. You only have to know which one's your primary to lead with that deck always. Then you'll get your deck codes. I recommend copying them off to a notepad file or something like that so that you can get those at a glance and you don't have to back out and go into the other decks, etc., etc. All right, next thing, download, not that. Next thing, download Discord and join the Hearthstone Masters Qualifiers server. This is where those Blizzard contractors are. They answer all your questions. Kyle's amazing. He's a former Magic the Gathering judge at a very high level, so he's run 4,500 person tournaments before, and they went pretty well. I actually played in one of those tournaments that he administered, and he definitely has the experience. If you have any questions, always go ahead and you can ask them in tournament chatter. You can tag admins, you can tag at Blizzard HQ, but you don't need to. You just can ask your questions here and people will answer them. Then you want to install Discord on your phone so you can get those push notifications if you want to do dishes in between rounds or anything like that. Then Discord will give you notifications on your phone. I'll tell you how to set that up even further a little bit later. Next thing that you need to do is you need to go out to Battlefy. You can just go to battlefy.com. You'll see, well, I'll just go to battlefy.com. You'll see a page that looks something like this. In the bottom left will be the login, the place where you log in. You can use various two-factor authentication things like the Facebook login, or you can just create an account. But you're going to want to put your battle tag, make your battle tag associated with the account so that you can play in these tournaments. And you'll just go to your profile to do that. And you go, my profile down here. That's what you'll click on. Okay. So that's then what you'll need to do is go to yaytears.com/battlefy. I'll put this link in the description as well. And this has every tournament for every week by time that they start. So you can see, obviously, Asia starts first, then you get Europe, then you get Americas. And it translates to the time that's on your local computer. So I live in Central Time. It's got Central Daylight Time because we're in Daylight Savings. Screw Daylight Savings, by the way. I hate it. But this has the tournament start time correctly translated to whatever your computer is set to. It's great. So you can see, okay, I'm going to play Saturday, March 23rd at 1 o'clock. Okay, so I will click this link and it'll bring me to that tournament where I can click over here to join. Then this is where you accept the rules, where you have battle.net connected to your battle tag. It also has instructions here if you need those instructions to connect. If you haven't won a tournament yet, it'll say you're eligible to compete. If you have won a tournament, you probably don't need this video. Congratulations. Then you type in your Discord name, this placeholder. Then you will paste your deck strings here, and it'll say you're checked in, and it'll give you a timer. Let me grab a deck string here. So you can put the same thing for every deck, right? That's fine. And you just skip this. Then it has a countdown over here for you, how long it is till the next tournament. If you want to edit your decks, it's right down here. That's what you need to do to edit your decks. You can only edit your decks until check-in starts. So that's when check-in starts here. You can see it's half an hour before the tournament actually starts. That's the same for the deck submission deadline right here. So if you want to edit your decks, it's the same, basically the same screen that you had before, and you can delete and then paste deck strings there. That's what you need to know for Battlefy before the tournament starts. Then in Windows, there's a tool called Snipping Tool. I'd recommend familiarizing yourself with it. You just click New and then select what you want to take a screenshot of. Boom, you've got a screenshot. You can save it to your desktop here or wherever you want to save it. This is if you need to take a screenshot of something that's not just the battlefield, like a chat message or something like that. You know, if you're getting harassed, we don't want that in our community. Let the admins know. Then once the tournament, that's all you need before the tournament starts. Then you need to check in. Once you've checked into the tournament, I like to prepare all of the other things that I will need for the tournament. This Dex link won't work until the bracket has been seeded, so we'll do that later. But we'll open Battlefy. We'll have something, a notification on the right or down in the bottom left that'll say, hey, check-in's ready. It'll be very obvious. It's red and flashing at you. And that's when you know you've got to check in. You just click the little button. It says, congrats, you're checked in. You're on the waiting list. It always says you're on the waiting list no matter what, even if you will guaranteed make the spot in the tournament. Don't worry about it. Nobody on Team Svogoi has missed any tournaments that they've tried to sign up for if they've checked in. So don't worry about that whatsoever. All right. Then I would open Hearthstone deck tracker. I've got my Hearthstone deck tracker here. Make sure your decks are in there. Make sure it's updated. You can get an automatic screenshot taking plugin if you prefer to use that to keep your screenshots. But you want to have deck tracker running to make sure that you're getting those replays saved. Once you can learn from your mistakes, be better as a player, learn from your opponent's mistakes, etc. But two, having access to those replays in case your opponent does cheat or accidentally make a mistake in which deck they selected or registered or something like that. Because even if it's an accident, you still want to report that to the admins and enforce the correct penalties so that our community takes these tournaments as seriously as possible, and admins can discern if the mistake was intentionally cheating or if it was just an honest mistake. And then that player can have that mistake corrected for the rest of the tournament so that they're playing by the rules for the rest of the tournament, and they take that correct punishment of just a game loss for that one mistake. It's not a big deal, but it would be if somebody was getting away with this repeatedly, right? So we want to build a community where we are making sure that nobody is cheating in these events. Okay. Then the next thing, while you're waiting for that check-in period still, go out to Discord, go out to the change role channel and use this command active player. That lets you get notifications for every round being up. Unfortunately, it's not just for your specific tournament, but you look at your phone, you can see that, yeah, okay, my round is up, or no, that notification is not for me. Just swipe it away, right? Get the next one. Player announcements is where everything is, right? You've got the check-ins here. You've got the pairing announcements, and you can just click this link if you wanted to, or if you have Battlefy open still, Battlefy will have a notification for you as well. Also in Discord, I'd go to notification settings here, go to, right now I have it on my not tournament mode, which is suppress everyone in here. I'll disable that, and I will have mobile push notifications on. I don't know why it's not working, but for you all, it will. Then you'll be able to have those notifications on your phone. Last thing is, they have a bunch of bot commands, but one of them is bang disconnect. And this tells you the rules for a disconnect, right? It's if a player disconnects for this amount of time, blah, blah, blah. Take the screenshots, post them in here, and then and an admin will help you. The other thing you need to do whenever you have any disputes is in your match in Battlefy, you have to click report match issue, then say player disconnected, or my opponent cheated if it's incorrect card, etc., etc. And then that will open this chat, and you can use this chat to talk about what your issue is and answer those questions with the admin. Unfortunately, you cannot put screenshots into this chat, so that's why you have to use Discord and the Disconnect Screenshots channel to ensure that the admins will see those screenshots. Okay, now you've set up Discord for the tournament, you've checked in, brackets are ready to go. Now, you will check in to your match, which there will be a notification to check into your match. Then you'll wait to see if your opponent is ready. It'll give you a notification when they're ready on your computer if you've got Battlefy open. Then that's when you want to go to this and click on the decks piece. This has the decks for every player, and it has their current score. So you can see at a glance if you got paired down, like if I was empanizado, and I see, okay, my round 8 opponent is Mick, so I got paired down. But, that's not too important of information. It just is interesting. So I'm going to look at what empanizado is playing, and boom. I can see, okay, he's got this controlling warlock, and here are the differences at a glance with the secondary and tertiary deck. I know that empanizado is a dude. I'm not just assuming his gender, don't worry. So he's got, this Q block with controlling elements, Despicable Dreadlords, etc. So, he takes out Skull of the Minari in some situations, takes out Despicable Dreadlord and Ziliax in other situations, blah, blah, blah. You can see if your opponent has good options against you. This is also the page after every game. You'll come to this page and see, okay, did my opponent play any cards that weren't in their deck? I recommend doing this after every game. It's pretty easy to just go bring Hearthstone up to the side and go, look, okay, they played all these cards, and boom, okay, they're all in their deck, it's kosher. And then you can see the gift icon if it was generated by something else, right? And then if you see any discrepancies, that's when you can submit the replay from HS Deck Tracker to the admins and file that dispute before starting your next game. That's the important piece. Do that, but to answer any admin questions before starting your next game. If you've already opened that dispute in Battlefy, the admins can tell, and you will not be punished for disconnects or anything. They'll know that, yeah, okay, there's an issue with this match, and we have to work to resolve it. They're very fast about it, I promise. And they're very helpful. Okay. All right. Now, You've looked at your opponent's deck, you're ready to start. You go over here, there's a button above that says, okay, we're both ready. When your opponent has checked in and when you've checked in, you'll click that after but only after you've friended them and have challenged them. So, if you're challenging a friend right here, you hit standard duel. And then once you're in that screen, once they've accepted, that's when you can hit, okay, we're both ready. And then you can start playing after both of you hit, okay, we're ready. Send your opponent a chat message in the social tab here. You can create a new chat with whoever and say, say, in any case, let's have a good match, right? You just make the community feel a little more inclusive. It makes it feel like you're not just playing against robots every round. That will make the Hearthstone community a better place. All right, you're in the challenge screen. You've both hit OK. That means it's time to click your primary deck and then do battle. Once the game is over, you're gonna hit that print screen button. It's gonna say screenshot saved to desktop, and if you were the winner, you'll report the score. There will be a button right here that says report score. You'll upload the screenshot first, and then you'll report the score. So you'll have to click on which two classes were used, which obviously I used Rogue and my opponent used Priest here. And then you'll say who won. Obviously I won. And you'll do that after each game as well. That is in part of the rules. So make sure that you do that after each game. You don't have to report if you're the loser. It's the winner that has to report the games. So after you take the screenshot, after you upload your victory, or while you're waiting for your opponent to upload the victory, that's when you want to pull up your opponent's deck list again and pull up the last game. Make sure that they played all the cards that were in their list and no cards that were not in their list. Then you want to look, okay, is my opponent going to switch decks? Or was their main deck kind of what they're going to be going with again for playing against me? And then that's when you decide for yourself which of the 3 decks you'll be using, because you can use your primary, secondary, or tertiary in games 2 and 3. On the first game is the only game where you're limited to just that first deck. Then you'll repeat this process for all of your rounds. Hopefully you get 7 wins and you make it into the top 8. There's nothing special about the rounds for the top 8 except that it is a bracket, so you'll know who you're playing against. It's not Swiss paired, and it is single elimination. When you get to that final round, if you cannot go to Vegas, you can say, hey, I can't go to Vegas. My opponent gets the win. Congratulations to my opponent. Blah, blah, blah. Then you'll get that sweet, sweet 20 packs. So if I missed anything in this video, please let me know in the comments. If you appreciated this video, please, please, please let me know. I'm a needy soul, and I really appreciate all the compliments that I ever get. If you have any questions, you can always ask me on Twitter as well. My name on Twitter is @Spagoy_TomLock. I'll put a link again in the description to the video. Thank you all very much for watching this long tutorial, but there's a lot to cover for these tournaments, and I wish you absolutely the best of luck in these events, and I believe in you. I know you can do it. Just keep grinding.